and very good evening. You are all welcome to the plenary parallel session 1.2 on Diploma Engineering Education, Building Skills Culture for Inclusive Growth. And we have already with our chairperson, very renowned in the especially commerce and industry sector, Mr. Salahuddin Qasim Khan, Managing Director, AK Khan Group, as a chairperson. And we have the full paper presenter by Mr. ABM Khurshid Alam, Chief Executive Officer in his Research Secretariat, Mr. Sunil Kumar Mehta, Director, Board of Apprenticeship, Training, Kanpur, India, Dr. Engineer Muhammad Abdullah, Principal, Survey Store, Kumilla, and Mr. Muhammad Hassan Imam Khan. May I request all the speakers to take seat on the dais. Dr. Muhammad Abdullah already, Mr. Hassan Imam Khan, and Mr. Sunil Kumar Mehta. I have seen already. As we know, actually, the 17 member countries participated in that international conference. So in this session, especially for the speaker, you will get basic, because we are already late half an hour, so then the closing remarks. So now we can start. From the Mr. Sunil Kumar Mehta, Director, Board of Apprenticeship, Training, Kanpur, India. Okay. Please. Mr. Sunil Kumar Mehta's son of Sri Jayadeva Prasad Mehta, and he's Indian, present employer, Board of Apprenticeship Training, and he worked as a Director at Board of Apprenticeship Training, Northern Region, Kanpur, March 2014, and other inserts for placement and training in IIT, Bombay, from July 2008 to March 2014. And he also worked as a Assistant Director, Project Officer, and Central Public Information Officers at Board of Apprenticeship Training.
Let me start. Actually, I've been told to finish in 10 minutes, so it's challenging, but I'll try my best. So basically, diploma engineering education in India, it's imparted in polytechnics, and the activities of polytechnics in each of the states is coordinated through State Board of Technical Education. Within overall national policies formulated by AICTE, All India Council for Technical Education. Then we have Directorate of Technical Education, which is responsible for administration and inspection of polytechnics and provides secretariat assistance to the State Board of Technical Education. Then State Board of Technical Education conducts the examinations and awards diploma. So basically, this structure I find in many of the countries. So we have basically 3 types of courses, patterns of courses in diploma engineering education. We have 3-year full-time, then 2-year full-time, and sandwich courses. So basically in sandwich courses, the training part is included in the curriculum itself. But in India, 94% of the diploma programs are 3-year full-time diploma courses. So let's see the growth of diploma engineering education in India. The inception was in 19th century under British rule, and during independence in 1947, we had 53 institutions offering diploma courses with intake capacity of 3,670 students and 1,440 students around passed out. So since independence, the records show that the growth has been exceptionally good. In 2013-14, the number of diploma institutions have rose to 4,037. So from 53 in 1947, it has rose to 4,037 with intake of 11,72,866 students. But during 1970-71, the diploma engineering education was criticized a lot because it was felt that diploma engineering education is more of theoretical nature and with negligible practical exposure. So, like the government planned various reforms. So, one of the committee was formed, known as Special Committee for Reorganization and Development of Polytechnic Education, and that was known as the Damodaran Committee. It recommended various suggestions, but this report was not supported by many of the states and could not be properly implemented. So, there were other reforms also, but one of the important reforms was the Amendment of Apprentices Act 1961 in 1973, by which diploma training of diploma engineering students was included in the Apprentices Act. So, little bit about apprenticeship training. Like in India, the Apprentices Act 1961 was basically for ITI pass-outs. In 1973, it was amended to include engineering graduates and diploma holders. And this scheme is implemented by 4 regional boards in the country, having their head offices in Chennai, Kanpur, Mumbai and Kolkata. So all the boards are autonomous organizations under Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India. And we have a Central Apprenticeship Council which advises the government to formulate policies and procedures for implementation of the Apprentices Act. So under this Act, it is a statutory obligation on the part of industries establishments to engage prescribed number of apprentices in their organizations. During the training period, a stipend is paid. So Government of India has prescribed a stipend rate which establishments has to comply with. So many of the establishments even pay higher than the prescribed rate by the Government of India. And the course of apprenticeship and practical training, they help engineering diploma students and pass-outs in capacity building, improving employability. Then they also encourage for entrepreneurship development. I'll skip some of the slides which are not that important. So basically, under diploma engineering education, 162 subject fields have been approved for apprenticeship training, and the student who passes diploma has to join apprenticeship training within 3 years of passing. Should not have any prior practical exposure. Minimum age is 14 years, there is no upper age limit. And under sandwich pattern, boards approve the sandwich programs run in the polytechnics, and the training part is training is the part of the normal curriculum. Presently, for diploma holders, holders, the stipend per month is rupees 3,540, and for sandwich course students is 2,890. But recently, just 10-15 days back, there is a proposal to double this stipend. So that will encourage more of the diploma students to come towards apprenticeship training. So basically, we see various advantages in undergoing apprenticeship training. So basically, national policy on education in India states that like practical training in industry should form an integral part of education. Then apprenticeship training is definitely helping in filling that gap. The diploma holders get on-the-job training opportunity. They are exposed to real working condition in their subject fields. Then they also get a certificate of proficiency on successful completion of apprenticeship training. Then this is important, that period of apprenticeship training is treated as work experience while considering for employment by the organizations. Then employability gets improved, personality of the candidates gets improved. Candidates may even think of starting their own venture after getting 1 year industrial exposure, because like they directly work on the shop floor. And we have seen many of the diploma holders starting their ventures. So instead of running for a job, they are providing jobs to others. So there are various advantages for the industries also. Firstly, apprenticeship training scheme ensures availability of trained and groomed candidates for the industries. Then apprentices can be molded as the need of the industry and are readily available in case of vacant slot arises. Then industries also has an advantage. So there is no obligation on the industries to give employment to the apprentices. But again, whoever they find sincere and performing well are considered for employment. Like we have a simple procedure and formats, and it's like they have to fulfill statutory obligation. And also like we encourage the establishments to consider this as a national cause and also a social cause. So we also organize various capacity building programs. So we conduct a career guidance program in which the participants are final year students and apprentices. So basically they are made aware of the apprenticeship training scheme and then other opportunities for them in the job market and various job related aspects. Then we also conduct supervisory development programs for the candidates who are already undergoing apprenticeship in the companies. We also organize programs under entrepreneurship development and encourage the diploma holders to start their own ventures. So we also stress on building industry-institute linkages. So we organize many industry-institute international meets. Then we organize central camps for engagement of apprentices, various awareness programs, special camps. Okay, we come to the statistics. We have covered 12,593 industries, and 1,056 are under central government, 2,689 under state, and 8,848 under private sectors. Then we have notified 1,09,770 training places. Then 3 lakh apprentices were so in the 10th 5-year plan, which was from 2000, engaged in 10th 5-year plan, were from SC/ST, physically handicapped minorities and women. Similarly, in the 11th 5-year plan, there are 36.51% of these categories. In fact, I have been told to finish in 1 minute, so I'll just, so you can see the trend. We have this blue color, the black color graph for diploma. So you can see the trend is increasing year by year. Only during this 10-5-year plan, there was a decline, and when we analyzed, we found many of the diploma holders going for higher studies. Then, like a lot of awareness creation was done, and then in the next 5-year plan, you see again increase in the diploma holders opting for apprenticeship training scheme. So this already have covered 35% of the engagements are of SAST, physically handicapped, minorities, women. So India's vision on skill development, it's always considered the government of India considers skill development as a national priority. However, since last year, the emphasis is high on scaling up the process. So the present Prime Minister is very particular of skill development and giving high priority. And it's a long thing, I'll read out some of the lines. India must focus on growing the manufacturing sector and on developing skills to provide meaningful employment to millions of young Indians. Then there are unemployed youngsters, but we don't get what we need in terms of skilled manpower. If you want the country to progress on the path of development, then skill development should be our mantra. The youth must get the skills that will help build modern India, and whichever country they go to, their skills should be appreciated. The government wants to prepare two kinds of youth: those who are job creators and those who may not have the ability to create jobs, but when they go to any corner of the globe, they should be able to win hearts through skill, ability and talent. So great vision, and then we are also working to contribute our part in this vision. So we have identified various challenges being faced. So first of all, we find a lot of unawareness among the stakeholders. Then many of the pass-outs, they prefer alternative opportunities, because some of the low-level jobs may pay high. Like I have seen many of the diploma holders going for call center jobs. I don't know what will be their career prospect. Just that, the initial whatever the pay they get is high in the call center. So instead of opting for engineering jobs, they are opting for call center jobs, which is wrong. Then locational mismatch of training facilities, poor linkages between the functions and our organization, poor coordination with stakeholders, inefficiency in internal system and employees, limitation of existing software. So there are many, and then we also have an action plan which we have already started working. So we are going for national awareness generation campaign. We have already started national publicity campaign. We are publicizing our schemes in all the newspapers, radio, broadcasted on radio, television. Then we are developing a national web portal. So presently, all 4 boards have different web portals, and it is of static nature. So we are going for a national web portal, which will be launched in July. And everything, 99% of the thing will be online. So a student at his home, he can find out where are the opportunities available, and industries also, by sitting in their office, they can find out the type of students available for them. Then we are also opening extension centers, fast track identification of new seats. Then internal, we are trying to strengthen our internal system also, like we are stressing on multi-skilling for internal employees. Then record keeping system we are improving, then complete computerization. Stressing on more industry institute interactions, then proper coordination with various functionaries and stakeholders. I'll conclude fast because I've been given warning to finish it. We see diploma in education in India has grown at a very fast pace, but still we find it's theoretical in nature with some practical exposure. But again, the practical exposure hardly matches the skilled technical manpower required by the industries. So apprenticeship training is playing an important role in filling the gap of providing practical exposure to the students and making them industry ready. But again, we see the beneficiaries of apprenticeship training is less than 10% of the pass-outs. So that we have to scale up and we'll have to put sincere efforts in scaling up of scaling process by proper course of action to overcome the challenges with effective collaboration. This is important, with effective collaboration in coordination of key functionaries and support from other stakeholders, so as to effectively contribute in India's vision on scale development.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sunil Kumar Mahendra. Now I'd like to call Mr. Dr. Engineer Muhammad Abdullah, Principal, Sabin Institute, Kumilla. His topic is Diploma in Engineering Education for Gaining and Enhancing Skills, Cultures of Engineering. Dr. Engineer Muhammad Abdullah is working as Principal of Bangladesh Sabin Institute. He did his MTech and PhD from IIT Kharagpur and IIT Roorkee University. He published a series of research papers in International Journal. He completed his BSc Engineering Civil from IIT Dhaka. He got professional training from different organizations of Bangladesh. Now, Dr. Engineer Muhammad Abdullah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. International Conference on TVET for Sustainable Development, Parallel Session, Diploma in Engineering Education in Building Skill, Culture for Inclusive Growth. Honorable Session Chair, Mr. Salahuddin Hassan Khan, then Sunil Kumar Mahendra, Saniman, and Fabian Kosenanum, and my dear colleagues, TVET engineers, Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. I am Dr. Muhammad Abdullah. My topic of the presentation, Diploma in Engineering Education for Skill Culture of Bangladesh. Here actually two things. One is Diploma in Engineering, other is skill. Content of this presentation: Diploma in Engineering Education, Career in Diploma Engineering, History of Polytechnic Institute, Taxonomy of Educational Objectives. Actually, my background compared with two things. One is how many diploma engineers will be produced in Bangladesh, the number of percentage of diploma or mid-level worker, and other is how they will become skilled. And some other point issues, challenges, discussion and findings. Actually, Diploma Engineering Education is a skill-based tertiary education which has 14 years schooling, that is 4 years schooling after SSC. This Diploma Engineering courses containing 40% theory and 60% practical. Actually, all of you a little bit or fully know about Diploma Engineering. Even then, I would like to tell something about this. And some slide also I like to include the investment. Diploma education focused on preparing suitably trained graduates to meet the manpower needs of industry. Practice and application of oriented training. It is industry attachment and internship for students. Close collaboration with industry and economic and development agencies. Then career in Diploma Engineering, attitude, attitude, knowledge and skill. Then attitude leads to learning, learning leads to thinking, thinking leads to creativity, creativity leads to innovation by which a diploma engineer reaches to the final goal of engineering. Then diploma engineer involved doing of practical work, execution of structural work, collection of data, analyzing, evaluating, and then creating or some conclusion may be given by a diploma engineer. Then diploma engineering education also engages to brainstorm ideas, work collaboratively, predict what will happen, test and experiment, that is practical activities, troubleshoot, reflect on success and failures. Innovation actually process and outcome of any new things. And innovation will be everywhere, anytime, anyone. Unique pedagogy concept, enhance quality and apply research and development. Innovative products and environment of. Then taxonomy of education, you see here, lower order skill, that is remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, creating, that is higher order skill. And remembering actually second helper of a man, second helper. Then history of technical and diploma engineering education, you know, even then. Bengal Revenue Survey was established on 1st January 1767 in undivided Bangla in this subcontinent. The authority tried to plan and stabilize the survey technical college in Bengal to solve the land dispute problem among the people. Then, 1816, first Harvey school was established at Moinamati, Kuilla for surveyors. Then, one technical school established at Rampur, and then Dhaka survey school was established at Bangula in Old Dhaka. Then, I know first, this after revision, separation for getting independence from British. Actually, 1954, one biggest polytechnic, that's first polytechnic, Dhaka Polytechnic established at Tesga, and started this course in 1955. The Director of Technical Education was established for development of technical and vocational education. To cope up with the increasing magnitude of academic activities, East Pakistan Technical Education Board was established through Act No. 1 of 1967, and now it is Bangladesh Technical Education Board. And 1985, first women polytechnic established at Aga in Dhaka. And by 2004 years, diploma engineering course before 2000 it was 3 years duration, now it is 4 years. And after diploma engineering, only Center of Excellence, that is Technical Research Training College, and there is 2 courses. One is 1 year diploma in technical education, and next 2 years BSc in technical education. Here I would like to show one table, manpower distribution in 3 sectors for 8 countries. So here Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, Indonesia, Malaysia, South Korea, Japan, and Australia. You will see here industry people in Bangladesh only 11, and it is increasing up to Australia. Same time, GDP of the country, it is increasing. That there is a correlation between the number of mid-level technician or diploma engineer with the GDP of country. And table 3 show here least dependency ratio for Bangladesh, and this will happen by 2030. That is, That time if population is 21 crore, then 14 crore will be earning people and 7 crore will be dependent. So that time it will be 0.5. And to meet this least dependency rate, actually the industrial people, there is a interpretation for Bangladesh. Agriculture sector, it will decrease by 2020-30, and industry people 20 and service people 50. Then I would like to show you Malaysia Commission. That is Malaysia Professional and Diploma Engineering percentage 44, 22 and 24. Then education model of Singapore, they are 43%, but our diploma engineering percentage only around 7 or 8 like this, according to SSC intake. And there is another comparative scenario of Bangladesh, almost compared with other countries. Actually, it is made by Sir. And by 2000, then here diploma engineering in Bangladesh 1.8, but in German or Japan 15%. So our percentage of diploma engineering should be increased. Then there is one graph. Here is a correlation between enrollment of mid-level population with the GNP or GDP. Actually, now I collect data and I make a table. Here also, mid-level percentage of different countries and same time per capita GDP of this. And suppose I draw a histogram, and from here one can understand the rate of percentage of diploma engineers should be increased for getting GDP of the country. Then another for Singapore model like this, and in 1950 Singapore only diploma engineer percentage was 5, but now it is more than 43. Then actually that time Singapore born poor, no industry, no building, no market, and no resources. Teeny people, and their area only 710 square kilometers. Now they are earning a lot of foreign currency. Here I compare with Bangladesh and Philippines. Our people, or mid-level people, working in abroad, suppose 10 million. Same people are working for Philippines in other countries. They are earning 28 million, but we are earning only half of the Philippines. So our people should be skilled. Then another compare Australia, Sri Lanka, Canada, Indonesia, India, and then we can propose here the mid-level technician or diploma engineer should be increased by 2015 5%, and then 2020 20%, and 2030 30%. Then key lesson from Singapore: the changing public perception and image, then leveraging on industry partners, journey toward organization and excellence. Then actually something has to be changed, quick, relevant, and special. So this figure indicate like this, and staying ahead. Then staying of time, management philosophy, pioneering spirit, development, information, capability, development. Then creative model for inclusive growth, education, training like this. I can go fast. And team determination and strong team we need. And leader actually thinker and strategic, development oriented, developer of talent, mentor and coach, connector and influencer, manager. Then one parameter B plus C less than 6. It is a parameter. Then actually what to do for our people. Then this skill has to be given. Then you know the National Skill Development Council formed headed by Prime Minister, and there is a NTP National Technical Commission Qualification Framework of 6 steps, and there are 7 characteristics here. And then 10 features of the comprehensive training, then comprehensive training and assessment. There are 10 steps. If we follow, then our mid-level practitioner or worker will be competent. Then there will be ADD model, the analysis, design, develop, implement, and evaluate. And to get this type of skill, some curriculum may be developed with this component. And I will go fast next. Then some issues and challenges I have written here. Some discussion also here, remedial measure also here, and I will go, and government have taken some initiative, then I am going for findings. Now, number of diploma engineer or mid-level worker is to be increased up to 30% by 2030. Finding of the industry demand job and its required modern course curriculum has to be developed. Comparison of GDP against the mid-level technician manpower of the different developed countries has to be assessed. Required skill of mid-level technician manpower have to be given by different practical training like CBT and A. Demand-driven course curriculum, competency standard, module design, developed assessment program have to be organized by BT. Monitoring and evaluation program should be conducted regularly by TT and BT. About 10 million workers are working abroad, 80% deployed in Middle East. So new job market will be for our mid-level worker in 62 countries like Australia, New Zealand, Russia, Canada, Sweden. And last slide, TVET should be integrated on education at all levels and can no longer be regarded as optional or marginal. Bangladesh has to make huge dedicated people, skilled people, creative people to meet or mitigate less dependence ratio, which will happen by 2030 in Bangladesh. Prepare every young people for any type of job. Prepare ourselves as innovative and creative skilled force and professionals. By innovation and industrialization, our nation can reach to its target, and TVET would be the main driver of journey. So, achieve the goal, government polytechnic should be 100 in Bangladesh by 2030. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Dr. Engineer Abdullah. So may I request to present Mr. Mohammad Hassan Imam Khan, Principal, Star Bangla Technical Training Center. Mr. Mohammad Hassan Imam Khan, graduate of diploma in mechanical engineering, having 25 years teaching experience as a instructor mechanic, and AutoCAD designer under UAE Armed Forces. He was awarded gold medal and selected the best teacher among all colleges under Ministry of Education. This within 10 minutes.
Assalamu alaikum. Thanks for giving me a chance for presenting this one program from our side. Okay, I'm working in Istanbul Technical Center this year. But joining here before, I was working in Polytechnic Institute for 25 years. And also, here it is mentioned that I was in outside of Bangladesh for 8 years, and German for 2 years for higher education, and UAE Armed Forces for 5 years on the end. So thanks. So I don't want to long about giving the thanks to our chairpersons. So I'm going to start my program. So actually, the things, the integrated career and skill development program for the professionals, it is not a theoretical based any activities. It is really, it has done in Bangladesh, and this program we have performed in between 2.5 years in Bangladesh. So after returning from outside, I feel that near about maybe 50,000 diploma engineers passing every year. And engineers, now maybe 40,000 engineers they are completing their education. But we are overpopulated and Bangladesh is a very small country. So there should be jobs, whether it is in Bangladesh or it is in outside of Bangladesh. But what are the ways to achieve a foreign job? The skill, okay, obviously we are telling every time that the skill is important. But one thing, today our session, one thing is there, building skill culture. As because Bangladesh was ruled by the British near about 200 years, and our past heretical activities that was based on feudalism. And presently, recently, we have controlled by the Pakistanis, that was the South colonial period. So more over 200 years were under control of colonialism. So the attitude of the people, especially for the middle class people, it is not clear about this skill and work. But the poor people, they are forcefully motivated to work. And the rich people, obviously they have money and they are investing in different places and they are earning the money. But the middle class people, they are going to university, they are going to institute, and they want to have a white collar job. But here a program that we are performing here, and some of our colleagues, they have helped us to develop this curriculum. And one is Dr. Kanujaman and Shah Mazumdar, he has helped me to develop this program. And thanks a person, he is Engineer Giant Dasmi Bari, he has allowed us to perform this theory-based activity to a practical. So, next, here something is written, I don't want to narrate because time is very short, but one picture is there, one person is literate, he has some books in his hand and he is rubbing his eyes. That means a frustrated. The picture indicates he is frustrated and maybe jobless. So, we have developed one skill that we can say the man has four skills. One is personal skill, that means I belong to Bangladesh and my name of my country is Bangladesh, my name is Hassani Khan, my age and everything. And the second is the social skill that belongs to me from the society. I am a Muslim, comes from Muslim family and from the middle class family also. And the second E, that means the economy. The economic condition of our family, it depends upon the social structure. So the fourth thing is the profession. So profession, that is the only way the people can change the future and earning and social position. So this we call PSPE skill. So I want to narrate this thing. With aspect and experience, we have developed this PSPE skill development program for better professional and job skill training. Feudal time, there was no common technical education system. Training institute or job skill development center, literature review and some sector of knowledge-based intellectual activities were in the developed area. These types of intellectual people did not take part and care for any kinds of interest on material productions such as agriculture work, wood work, metal work, stone work, and cloth weaving works, etc. Production, its knowledge and skill comes and goes from the work of generation to generation. In the feudal time, education was totally isolated with any kinds of production process. Now we can't think that technical education, professional skill or job skill are not related with social skills. Without motivation and mental acceptance in almost cases, in third world countries, the professional skill and technical skill development programs will not be working efficiently for the educated people. So, this is a figure we are showing here the 5 hands, and another side you can see there is a hammer with a hand, that is the technology, and the another thing is the measuring tape, that is the knowledge. So, our people, the motivation should have to be like that, though okay, I will work with my knowledge. We don't want to hate the working attitude people or the people who are working. And now the world is interlinked, and we say This is 4.0 APC Global Information Technology Revolution period. So now this time, there is no boundary in the world, and man can fly everywhere in the world. And I can work in Bangladesh also at night. You know, this is the computer-based, IT-based, different types of work how it is performing now. So now here we can say, maybe we can say skill. Skill is the analysis of thoughts, values, attitude, practice, and habit. If you want to be a tabla player, I am telling you one thing as a musician, one person will tell you, oh, don't be a tabuchi. It's not good. So my attitude will be changed. So I never will make practice and there will be no skill. So my thoughts will be vanished. So the things, skill will be based on the 5 things: thoughts, values, attitude, practice, and habits. So now we can say the labor-oriented skill, technological biased skill, and the supervisory level skill that we are now also carrying in Bangladesh. So another thing about the skill adoption, national curriculum-based study is there, need-based training should be there, and demand-based training also, and global certification-based training. That should be the 4 types of skill activities. The country should not be dependent only upon the national curriculum-based training, as because when very Russian they will ask you, send us 5,000 agricultural workers. So the technology of the Russia and the productive activities is not the same to our farmers. So that time we must have to make a curriculum, and then we have to train the people, and then we have to send. That is called the demand-based training. And the certification global, that means I can say FFA, Federal Aircraft Authority. They can only give you the certificate for the aircraft maintenance. So these are the things, and the motivation is very important thing. If you don't have any motivation, there will be no skill. So our intelligence, our senses, and our hand and foot, we have to change our hands. So we can say the skill is not only like that I am graduate or I am a diploma or a master's. There are the short training, job training, professional training, and certification. So I am going to shorten. So this is the grafting system. If you want to develop some good product, that is the grafting system. Then you can graft and you can do good foods. So the agriculture of farm food, the people are taught. I am giving you one example for the skill. But now they are not taught. They are for the multi-dimensional and diversification of the food. And one thing, the agriculture researcher, they did something. The same like that our researchers should have to do something. This is the graph, the Bangladesh, the population, it is too much, and land area per head is only 968 square meter. This is the like this area. But in Canada, the 333,000 square kilometer. And another thing I want to show, this is the technological development. In 1769, the British, they have invented the steam engine. After that, we are the electricity, and then after computer, robots, and the global informational period. So these states I have shown here. I don't want to narrate, but only important thing: the 24 hours for our young people, where they are spending. They are spending time lots on the mobile phones, on the internet, and others. Where the time for this development for the skills and the attitude. This is a very important thing. So we have to remind this thing. And another thing, I am shortening this period. The Istanbul Technical Training Center has developed one training that is conducted 16 hours in a day. It is 75 days training, and the training is start from the morning and it is end every day at night. And the people should not speak any Bengali word, they have to use English, and there is no television and newspaper at all. But schedule is very tight. After 75 days, they return and others, the people who are getting the skill, they are going for other training institute, and they are achieving the good jobs. So this is the institute, and the people in the morning they are walking, and they are taking notes. The classes begin English and some other languages, German, Hindi, and others, and also some drama and presentations and the drawings, and also technical drawings, also CAD drawings, and the IT sector activities, and lot of things that are performing technical drawings. So time is very short. I have to short start this program. But the last thing I want to say, the Bangladesh, the middle class people and their descendants are the youngs. Actually, if we want to develop the people, we have to change their mentality at first. Because they were only taking the education only for the white collar job. They are almost not motivated for take the trainings, technical trainings for a good job. But there are a lot of chance in future, as because the European country and other countries there the population is decreasing. So we have the chances, and the diploma engineers who have got the 4 years education certificate, it is very important. And if they will take skill trainings from the skill training centers and develop their skills, and they will be able to get the jobs in all over the world. So thanks to all of you. Thanks to the church.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mohammad Hassani Khan, for your very nice presentations. May I request now Mr. A.P.M. Khoshel, Chief Executive Officer, NSCC Secretariat. A.P.M. Khoshel, an Additional Secretary to the Government of Bangladesh, at present Chief Executive Officer of National Skill Development Council Secretariat. And he obtained his master's degree on management from University of Dhaka in 1984. He holds several important positions like
distinguished presenters and most important the audience. Assalamu alaikum. Actually, I was assigned to speak something about transformative TVET. How globally the TVET or technical and vocational education and training transformed. Before that, let us see some vision of NSDC. What we believe, all the treasure of the world, the oil, the coal, the other natural resources will vanish after some time. The only thing is remain is skill. So it is the future treasure of the world. And we have to acquire it and we have to utilize it for our development. Not only our development, but the global development. Because our people are working across more than 8.5 million. Let us look at the transformation process. Last more than 2 decades, the world TVET leaders are finding some issues, identified some issues. Still, I find this is not fully response by the authorities or by the TVET leaders. For example, in 1987, the Berlin Congress organized by UNIVO and UNICEF, they identified few issues: the low status, insufficient facilities, disproportionate output, difficulties to cope, rapid technological progress, lack of learning materials, training of technical teachers, lower participation of women in TVET, high cost of TVET, and international cooperation was needed on their time. Then they gathered again after many years in Seoul. They identified the changing demand of 21st century's main challenge to TVET, improving system providing education and training throughout life, innovating the education and training process, technical and vocational education for all, changing role of government and other stakeholders and TVET, and enhancing international cooperation on TVET. Then in 2012, what Shanghai Congress says, enhancing relevance of TVET, expanding access and improving quality and equity, adopting qualification and developing pathway, improving the evidence base, strengthening governance and expanding partnership, increasing investment in TVET and diversifying advocating for this. Actually, the world is that basically last 25 years remains the same. Now, what are the emerging issues in this sector? We all are talking about demographic dividend, demographic trend, labor market trend, technological change, inclusive globalization, educational reform, sustainable development issues, climate change, greening issue, peace and prosperity. These all are related with the transformation. Let us see the demographic issues. What we are going to be on 2015. One good thing that Bangladesh now in 2000, it is ranking number 5 in population, remaining number 5 in 2015. This is the pattern of our future generation. In 2050, the colorful one, the aged people, number of aged people will increase. This is the study, international study of 39 countries, the skill gap, the labor market trends, what was the job for the futures. Okay. The technological change. Actually, these will give new shape to the data center. The MIT, every year, they identify top 10 technologies. What they identify for 2050. Let us see. America, people will see any holographic images in front of them. What we saw in scientific fiction, it will become reality. Millions of dollars are investing to actually materialize this dream. And it will come within three years in the market. The nano architecture will give us strong materials lighter than aluminum, give us ample opportunity to reduce the requirement of energy. The future path. Communicate each other, so there will be no pollution, there will be no accident, and the world will save 1 million people a year. Project Blue. Now the internet is expensive, but 20 kilometers above the ground, Google is planning to send some balloon for internet communication, which will reduce the internet cost. That means we should bring the globe more integrated in future. Liquid biopsy. Treating cancer or identifying cancer or tumor, now we need biopsy. But in future, it's already in existence in USA, Canada. But in future, it will be a blood sample can enough to identify cancerous diseases. Will be shortage of drinking water in future. When the world population will be 900 crore, then there will be acute shortage of water. Where we will get our drinking water? The mega structure, mega scale desalination project in Israel, they show new technology, new way to take water from ocean and desaline it. Do you know what is the capacity? It is 6,24,000 meter cube per day. Now we are paying by credit card. The technology is already in the market. In future, you will pay your bill by your mobile. They're very organized. These technology will find out a lot of diseases, their causes, and their treatment procedures. The supercharged photosynthesis, the new technology, international rice research institutions and other foreign institutions are doing this research to feed 900 crore people in future. Do you know how much yield will be increased? For rice especially, 30% of rice yielding will increase. So in the same land, what we are getting now, we will get 30% more. Internet DNA. We know the genome study of jute and other study. Now that will be placed in the internet as open source. So whole world will be benefited from that. The inclusive globalization, the technical sector also at the part of globalization, and the educational reform, how we are going to do that is very, it is not easy job. For example, competency-based education. Is it the solution for technical education? Now higher education also thinking about competency-based education. The sustainable development issue. The sustainable development will also ensure profit, people, and the planet. The climate change. These are the issues the TVET sector should undertake and should handle in future. The green initiatives. Go green, think green, stay green, reduce, reuse, and recycle. The global peace and security. Until and unless we skill our people, we cannot employ them. For their employment, if you cannot employ them, there will be a social unrest. So, TVET is very much related with global peace and security. Decent work, decent life. Employment skill ensure decent job. Decent job is our destiny. We can earn it through lifelong learning. TVET is the right path for employing of skills. World, pay, decent work. Remember, October 7th. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, so much for your very informative presentations. So now it's time is very short. I think we are sorry we cannot take any question now. I think because when time is very limited, we have to finish. We have another program. So now it's the turn for the presentation of certificate and plaque to the presenters. And request our chief guest to present the certificate and the plaque to the first Mr. A.B.M. Khurshid Alam sir. Now Mr. Sunil Kumar Mehta. Sunil Kumar Mehta. And now Dr. Engineer Muhammad Abdullah. Mr. Hassan Imam Khan. end of our sessions. Now, may I request our chief guest to conclude the sessions.
I think you would all agree this was a very interesting presentation from the panelists here. Gave us focus on friendships. I think this is a very key area which Bangladesh needs to focus on. CEO of the National Skills Development Council Secretary is there. Bangladesh, as you all know, we receive remittances of nearly $15 billion every year. But nearly one-third is an outflow for technical and managerial people who come from the regional countries. For a developing country like Bangladesh, this is a huge outflow. And I believe the people here who are, training up the technical workforce of Bangladesh, the diploma engineers particularly, can play a very critical role in replacing these foreign technical people with our own trained, but these need modern technologies and competencies, and we need to upgrade our institutions so we don't have to import people in our garment factories, in our textile industries. And here, I think the NSDC will play an important role in ensuring that resources are here to institutions like the polytechnics in Bangladesh, which create our technical people. And as one of the presenters was saying, that the diploma engineers must also be given the opportunity to go for higher education, for graduation, etc. And here, I think the centers of excellence which we hope will emerge, like the IITs in India. I think India today is in the cutting edge technology of software development because of two institutions which were created by Pandit Nehru in the 1950s, the IITs and the IIMs. In Bangladesh today, we have only, I think, one institution of the same level as the IIT, which is the TVET. But in every division of Bangladesh, we have to create TVETs if we want to become a developed country. Therefore, I think there's a lot of responsibility of all the stakeholders, the government, the private sector, and the engineers sitting here to create a skill base for Bangladesh. And the other presenters who gave us a very interesting scenario on entrepreneurship and the need for Bangladesh to focus on our skills development program. You will be happy to know that the skills development journey started, I think, in South Asia. Bangladesh was the first country. This was started nearly 10 years ago. So, but of course, India is a much bigger country. They have, developed in many areas. They have set up a skills development corporation also, and skills development ministry, I understand. So, the way forward, and I think the NHGC Secretariat CEO needs to look at the Indian model. We have to look at the Indian model, the Malaysian model, and what is best suited so that we can create the skill base to become not only a middle-income country by 2021, but become a developed country in the next 30 to 40 years. I think we'll do it, but we can only do it if we can upskill our workforce and our engineers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving the time and your inspiration here. I think our program is here closed. Now I think we have to go down. Those who are already registered for the foreign guests, of course, every participant will go down there. Our card is ready for another program. And for other also, those who are already registered for that and invited, of course you will go down.